A better way forward, time to shut down HUD. The federal government's track record on housing is, well, abysmal. For decades, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, has been plagued by inefficiency, waste, and a disconnect from the communities it purports to serve. The time has come to acknowledge the failure of centralized housing policy and embrace a bold new approach, shutting down HUD and empowering local communities to take charge of their own housing destinies. This is not about abandoning those in need, it's about recognizing that a one-size-fits-all approach to housing simply doesn't work. Every community has unique challenges and opportunities. Local leaders are far better equipped than bureaucrats in Washington to understand the specific needs of their residents and develop tailored solutions. By transferring control of housing policy to states and municipalities, we can unleash a wave of innovation and efficiency. We can move away from the bureaucratic morass of federal programs and empower local leaders to craft solutions that actually work for their communities. This is a call for a fundamental shift in how we approach housing in America. It's time to reject the failed policies of the past and embrace a future where local communities are empowered to build a brighter housing future for all. The failures of federal housing policy, a case for local control. For too long, the federal government has operated under the misguided assumption that it knows best when it comes to housing. This top-down approach has resulted in a litany of unintended consequences, from skyrocketing housing costs to the deterioration of our nation's public housing stock. HUD's sprawling bureaucracy is a case study in government inefficiency. Bogged down by red tape and bureaucratic inertia, HUD struggles to allocate resources effectively or respond to the changing needs of local communities. The result is a system that is both wasteful and ineffective. Moreover, federal housing policies often fail to account for the unique characteristics of local housing markets. What works in New York City may not work in rural West Virginia. By imposing a one-size-fits-all approach, HUD stifles innovation and prevents local communities from developing solutions tailored to their specific needs. It's time to recognize that the federal government is not the solution to our housing problems. In fact, it is often the problem. By devolving power to the local level, we can create a more efficient, effective, and responsive housing system that empowers communities to chart their own course. Empowering tenants, turning renters into owners for just $1. Imagine a policy that could simultaneously empower low-income families, reduce government spending, and revitalize struggling communities. That's the transformative potential of offering public housing tenants the opportunity to purchase their homes for just $1. This bold proposal would transfer ownership of public housing units to the families who call them home. This would create a powerful incentive for residents to invest in their properties and take pride in their communities. Homeownership is a cornerstone of the American dream, and this policy would extend that dream to families who have long been excluded. Moreover, selling public housing units to tenants would free taxpayers from the burden of maintaining these properties. The federal government could redirect these savings to other priorities, while local governments could use the proceeds from the sales to fund vital community services. This is not just about putting a roof over people's heads. It's about empowering families, strengthening communities, and creating a more sustainable future for public housing in America. Local stewardship. The benefits of community-based housing management. Transferring ownership of public housing units to tenants is only the first step. To truly empower communities, we must also shift the responsibility for managing these properties from the federal government to local entities. Local governments and community organizations are far better positioned than HUD to understand the unique needs of their residents and respond effectively to local challenges. They can tailor services to meet the specific demands of their communities, whether it's providing job training, childcare, or after-school programs. Moreover, local control fosters a sense of ownership and accountability that is often lacking in top-down government programs. When residents have a direct say in how their communities are managed, they are more likely to take pride in their surroundings and work together to solve problems. This shift to community-based housing management is not just about efficiency. It's about empowering residents and building stronger, more resilient communities. Investing in our future. Creating a trust fund for housing maintenance. One common concern about selling public housing units is that it could lead to a decline in the quality of affordable housing. After all, many low-income families may not have the resources to maintain their homes without government assistance. That's why it's essential to establish a dedicated trust fund to finance the ongoing maintenance of these properties. This trust fund could be capitalized with a portion of the proceeds from the sale of public housing units, ensuring a sustainable source of funding for years to come. The trust fund could be managed by a local board composed of residents, community leaders, and housing experts. This would ensure that the funds are used responsibly and transparently to address the most pressing maintenance needs. By creating a dedicated funding stream for housing maintenance, we can ensure that the transition to tenant ownership does not come at the expense of safe and affordable housing. Economic revitalization: how local control can boost jobs and growth. The benefits of shutting down HUD and empowering local communities extend far beyond the housing market. This bold policy shift has the potential to revitalize local economies and create jobs. When local governments and community organizations take control of housing policy, they can leverage these resources to promote economic development. They can partner with local businesses to create job training programs, support the growth of small businesses, and revitalize distressed neighborhoods. Moreover, by reducing the federal government's role in housing, we can free up resources that can be invested in other areas that are critical to economic growth, such as education, infrastructure, and research and development. This is not just about creating affordable housing. It's about creating thriving communities where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. Supporting HUD employees, ensuring a smooth transition to a new era. The decision to shut down HUD is not a reflection of the hard work and dedication of the agency's employees. These public servants have dedicated their careers to serving others, and we owe them a debt of gratitude. That's why it's essential to provide comprehensive support to HUD employees during this transition. This includes generous severance packages, job training, and assistance with finding new employment opportunities. Many HUD employees possess valuable skills and experience that are in high demand in the private sector. By providing them with the support they need to transition to new careers, we can ensure that their talents continue to benefit our communities. The goal is not to punish HUD employees, but to empower them to find new and rewarding career paths in a more efficient and effective housing system. A brighter future. The transformative power of local housing solutions. Shutting down HUD and empowering local communities is not just about fixing a broken system. It's about unleashing the transformative power of localism. It's about recognizing that the best solutions to our nation's challenges often come from the ground up, not the top down. When we trust local communities to take ownership of their own destinies, we unleash a wave of creativity, innovation, and civic engagement. We empower residents to become active participants in shaping their communities, rather than passive recipients of government programs. This is about more than just bricks and mortar. It's about building a brighter future for all Americans, one community at a time. A call to action. Join the movement for a more effective housing system. The time for incremental change has passed. The status quo is unacceptable. We need a bold new approach to housing policy, one that prioritizes local control, empowers residents, and unleashes the power of the free market. This is not a partisan issue. It's a common-sense solution that transcends traditional political divides. It's about putting people before programs and empowering communities to chart their own course. Join us in demanding a better way forward. Contact your elected officials and demand that they support the shutdown of HUD and the empowerment of local communities. Together, we can build a more just, equitable, and prosperous future for all Americans. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and share to support our channel and stay updated with more content.